Here is the news. So far, we know there are 23 survivors after Manchester United's air crash at Munich this afternoon.
And then it struck me very vividly. I thought, God, no. Last thing I thought was a plane crash. So in my John little office there, I went in, I cried myself for 20 minutes, couldn't realise it. Heartless players you brought up, more or less live with. Very difficult.
Yes, my reaction was to scream. I can hear it now when the news came over the phone. And then that's all I can remember of that particular day. It was horrendous.
I got a phone call and I went in and it was Jimmy Murphy. And he says, Christy, I said, yes. He said, we've bad news, he says. You heard, you know what? I said, yes. He said, we've bad news. He said, Liam didn't survive it. He says, from what's left here in Old Trafford, he says, we send our sympathies.
The city of Manchester was in mourning. A nation was bereaved.
I was just so bloody sad to think that within the next few weeks or even months, you wouldn't see half them again. It was so sad.
Got on the bus, went home, straight to St Patrick's, and I must have sat in there for about an hour and just cried and cried and cried, you know, because they were my idols.
It was a nightmare, and the shock of it all, you felt as though you were in a fog.
In the Munich hospital, the survivors were starting to discover the full horror of what had just happened.
The following morning, there was a young lad in the same room as me, and he had a paper, and he told me all about, you know, this is the accident and what have you. And he didn't speak English really, but he was gesturing. And then I just. I went through the list of players in my mind, and he just told me yes or no if they were alive or dead.